Hi, welcome to another video with EuroPC, and today I'm going to show you how to install Ubuntu onto your machine. I'm going to install on a virtual machine, but it's the same kind of steps, except that in the beginning you have to burn this Ubuntu image, disk image, onto an actual CD and put it on your computer, and then go to the boot menu and select boot from CD. That's the only differences from doing it with a virtual machine. But all the steps I'll show you will be the same steps for a physical machine, even though I'm doing it on a virtual machine. And today I'm going to install Ubuntu on a virtual machine using VirtualBox by Oracle, which is a free program. So it's probably the best one because it's free. So first of all, just open up VirtualBox, and then this is the kind of interface for VirtualBox, and then you go to New, and a wizard kind of setup pops up, so you can create a new virtual machine. So just hit Next, and then as soon as we're doing Ubuntu, we'll just call it Ubuntu. And you can choose, if you're going to do something different, you can choose different operating systems that you're going to use. But we're doing Ubuntu, so all these settings are fine. Just hit Next, and then we would choose the memory. And in the green section here, this is about your safe area of the safe amount of RAM. And then if you can see, there's an orange kind of bit here between the green and the kind of red, light red. And this is, the green is a safe area, so I'd recommend staying in here, because if you go any further, I'd say you probably might end up risking crashing your computer. So to stay within the green, I'll take it up to about a gig of RAM, just over a gig of RAM, and then hit Next. And then we have to set up a virtual hard disk that we're going to install Ubuntu, the operating system, onto. So just create a new hard disk, press Next, and here are the different kind of disk images you can make. I think if you're going to, you choose these if you're going to use another virtual machine software, but here if you read this, it says just to keep it as VirtualBox disk image. So this image will only work with VirtualBox. So just leave it as default and just hit Next. Then it's asking us if we want the virtual disk to be dynamically allocated or fixed size. So I'll just leave it as dynamically allocated. And then it's just asking us for the place where we want to save the actual disk file. So I'm just going to leave it wherever it's putting it. Whereas you can go in here and you can change it and put it anywhere you want, really, on your computer. I'm just going to leave it at default. And here we can choose the size of our hard disk, our virtual hard disk. 8 gigs should be enough. I don't need any more than that. Just keep it 8 gigs. Just hit Next. Of course, if you want more, just extend this like that. But I'm going to keep it at about 8 gigs. And then once you've done that, it just gives you a summary of what you've set up already, and then you just hit Create, and then hit Create again, and then that's you set up the virtual machine ready to get Ubuntu installed on it. So next you just select the virtual machine, then press Start, and you get these kind of tip boxes giving you some tips on what the controls. And then another wizard will pop up, and it'll ask you, you're running this virtual machine for the first time, it'll ask you for like an image that you want to install from. So just hit Next. And here's my image here on the desktop. So just hit this little button here, and go to wherever it is on your machine, the disk image, select it, and then just hit open. Then just hit next, and then just press start, and everything should load up. So Ubuntu is just getting loaded up into the virtual machine, ready to get installed. The VirtualBox is just loading up the files, as you can see there. So you get a lot of kind of tip boxes in VirtualBox, which is good. So if you're the first time using it, it gives you a good idea of how to, well, a good idea what the controls are for VirtualBox. It's good, but it can get a wee bit annoying if you've already installed things before and you have all these pop-ups coming up all the time. It can get annoying, but I think there's a wee checkbox you can hit to prevent it coming up the next time. So here's the Ubuntu kind of setup screen loading up. So here's the welcome screen for Ubuntu, and it gives you the option to either try it out or you can install it, and here you can choose the language. You can choose different languages. So like I said before, we're going to show you how to install it, so I'm not going to try it out. I'm just going to hit install, so hit install. And once you've got past the welcome screen, it's going to ask you to prepare to install Ubuntu. So there's a few things you have to do. You have to have at least 4.6 gigabytes, which is fine because I set up the virtual disk to be 8 gigs, so you've got plenty of space. And it asks to be plugged into a power source, because while it's installing it might get screwed up if the power goes, or if you have a laptop, which I'm doing on a laptop. So if your battery runs out in the middle of installation, it could mess it up. So it's recommended to have powered in, have a power source. And also it asks for you to be connected to the internet, because it will be downloading updates while installing. And this whole video is going to take a wee bit longer than 10 minutes, which is the limit that I'm at for YouTube videos right now. So I'm going to have to split this video into 2 parts. So this is like the first part of just getting to the installation screen, and I'll see you in a couple of seconds in the next video, part 2, continuing the installation of Ubuntu. So I'll see you in a couple of seconds, okay?